Hi guys, my name is Lally. I am a wig maker, a costume maker and a Lady Gaga impersonator, and I am coming to you today with this Lady Gaga Enigma wig tutorial. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell, and let's get into it. So the first thing you want to do is you want to get your wig block and you want to mark out the points on your face, which would be your hairline, your eyebrows, your nose and the bottom of your chin and also your jawbone. Now I'm just going to roughly pin the wig in place on the block, just around the lace and at the back and on the first track. Now just brush your wig out, make sure there's no tangles, and we're going to section it off. The wig I'm using is from my company Drag Accessories, but you can use any high density blonde wig that has a middle frontal. Now just straighten all of the hair. As you get to the crown section, you want to straighten the hair coming forward so that when it falls in a bob, it's not swooped back. Take a 2-inch triangular section on the middle of the top at the front to section off your fringe, and just clip that out of place and also clip the sides out of place. Now to get rid of the parting that's already in the wig, you just want to use the hottest setting of your hairdryer and just comb it forwards. Now just roughly cut the fringe about 1 inch below the brow line. And we're going to section our side pieces off. We want to follow the line of where the back of the wig comes to meet the crown, and just clip the back out of place. And then we want to roughly cut our bob sections about 2 inches or so longer than what we'll actually want. It doesn't have to be accurate at this point, because once we get into the dyeing, things will shift a bit. So the reason we want to just rough cut everything now is so that we don't accidentally cut off anything we don't want to. So to mix a dye, you'll need some isopropyl alcohol, a spray bottle, some acrylic inks in various blues, two dyeing bowls and 2 brushes as well. Make sure you cover your area really well, because if this ink gets on anything, it won't come out. You'll also want some gloves and a mask. And I will put the recipes for the various gradations of blue in the description box below, so I don't bore you with that now. I've pinned my wig to a styrofoam block now, so I don't ruin my proper block any more than it already has been, and I section off the bob pieces of the wig just so I can focus on the back for now. So I'm just going to spray the lightest blue colour and comb that through, and then I'm going to take the medium blue colour and go about 3 or 4 inches down, and then the darkest blue right into the roots. Then I comb that through to blend it all in. Just repeat the process all up the back of the wig. Make sure you're combing between every stage because that's what blends this mix together. The reason I spray the lightest blue and paint on the darker two blues is simply for accuracy, because you want to have a lovely gradient going down. So if you spray on the lighter blue, then it will kind of drip down and create an ombre effect, but you don't want the two darker blues to drip down too much. Also, you only want to spray the lightest blue about 1/3 the way down the hair, because it will drip the rest of the way, and if you spray any further then you won't get the lovely white ends. Now I'm just going to section my fringe away and take down small pieces from my bob area and repeat the process, but you want to keep it a little bit tighter to the root this time and really watch that hairline when you're painting around the lace. I would say instead of going a couple of inches down with that darker paint, you want to maybe go 1, 2-ish. And just repeat that on both sides and for the fringe. Don't forget to comb after every section. You can also fill any gaps or missed spots at this point as well. So after that's all finished, we're going to leave this to dry by itself for about 12 hours, I would say. And it's going to feel really crispy, so you just want to brush it all through and then it'll be lovely and soft again. Now we're just going to section off the back. And we're going to blow dry the fringe and the bob pieces, coming slightly forward so that they blend together. By the way, I have transferred this wig back onto the cork block. I'm now going to take small sections of my bob and I'm going to begin cutting using that jawline marker and the bottom of the wig block as a guide as to where the angle needs to start and end. Make sure that your hair is combed out and then snip a piece on either side to work as a guide. Now you want to point cut from the first snip to the second snip in a diagonal line, as straight as you can get it, but we can even it out later. It was actually really difficult for me to cut at this angle, but every other angle blocked the camera, so please bear with me with this one. And here I am just evening out that line. Now take down another thin section and use that bottom section that you've just cut as a guide. Keep point cutting and then straightening out the line. Now I'm just using the edge of my scissors to really sharpen up that line and make it as straight and flat as possible. Repeat that section by section until you have no hair left to cut, and then repeat the process on the other side. So now we want to section off our fringe, and if you notice I've got my brow marker and then 2 markers on the sides where I want the points to be. I'm just going to take a small section and blow dry it so that it's in the correct place. And then I'm going to point cut at a slight angle from the middle line up until the first pin. This will give us that triangular shape that we're looking for. And again, it's really hard to cut at this angle, but any other angle I was blocking the camera, so please excuse a little bit of a dodgy line right there. Take down another section and blow dry, and again we want to use the bottom section that we've just cut as a guide for the top so that everything is even. It's good to go really slowly with this, because if you cut too much off, there's no growing back. It is what it is at that point. But you can usually fix things and take another piece of hair to cover any mistakes underneath. Just the most important piece will be your top piece. And repeat on the very last section on the top. And just cut into it a bit and give it some texture, and we are done. You just want to use a little bit of hairspray, some products to zhuzh it up a bit before putting it on, and then you are good to go. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you want to see anything else, any other wigs. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. And I hope you have an amazing day. Mwah!